founder of Good Juu Juu. I know it's been so long since I've made a YouTube video, and I appreciate all the encouraging, positive comments requesting additional videos. I figured the best way to start off in terms of jumping back into YouTube would be doing a Q&A style, because I get a lot of questions and I often get the same questions. So this is going to be a Q&A video answering the most frequently asked questions that I get about Good Juu Juu and myself and the business. So let's get into it. So first question is, how and why did you start selling crystals? I get this question all the time. The short answer is I was desperate on my healing journey, and anyone who knew me before I started Good Juu Juu would probably laugh at the idea of me selling crystals or doing anything new age or metaphysical. I have PMDD. PMDD is premenstrual dysphoria disorder, so that's kind of just a fancy way of saying I get really bad PMS. It most often affects my mood, so I get into really low, kind of depressed moods several times throughout the month, and I was really struggling with it. And I tried all different types of stuff: yoga, meditation, therapy, exercise, diet changes, pretty much everything on the list I had tried. Then I went to a crystal store with a friend of mine at the time I had never been before, and it was just such an interesting therapeutic experience. And ever since then, since I walked into a crystal store for the first time, this was in the Bay Area in California, I was just kind of addicted. I really liked how they made me feel. I really liked looking at them and collecting them and spending time with them, and that kind of is where it started. In terms of selling crystals, that really sparked my interest. My first visit to the crystal shop. Good Juu Juu is not the first business that I've started, so I'll talk a little bit about that in the next question. But from there, I started going to gem shows. There are two really big gem shows every year. In September, there's a huge gem show in Denver. I shouldn't say one huge show, it's a series of shows. And in February, there are a bunch of shows in Tucson, Arizona. So I started going to the gem shows, and at the gem shows is where I met my first suppliers, and from there I've just built really good connections and relationships with my suppliers, and that's kind of how I started selling them. I'll talk more about my background in the next question, which is, what did you do before Good Juu Juu? So Good Juu Juu is actually the third business that I've created. Before Good Juu Juu, I was mainly doing coaching and consulting. My background is in product development. I will put a link in the description to my LinkedIn so you can see that I am who I say I am. Prior to doing Good Juu Juu, I was really doing a lot of product development consulting in the cannabis space, and I was most frequently working on infused products, aka the edibles that are sold in dispensaries. So if you do add me on LinkedIn, you will see the last few professional jobs that I had were developing cannabis products. Prior to that, I was developing beauty products before I moved to California in New York. That's how I got my start in product development, and I was developing things like essential oils, skincare, hair products, and things like that. So my professional experience is in business development and product development. Prior to starting Good Juu Juu, I had started my own vegan and cruelty-free skincare and kind of home product brand, which didn't do as well as I was hoping it would. And before that business, I started my consulting company, Renee Cosmetics Consulting, which is still alive. And that is the entity that I do all of my consulting through. And I still do consulting. So should anyone want any business or product development, consulting, or tips, feel free to send an email, and I'm happy to help you with that. What is the most popular item you sell? Okay, so there's a couple things, but by far the most popular item that we sell is our phallus keychain. So many of these every day we sell. So this is the rose quartz that I'm holding up. I don't have every single one here to show you guys. This is the quartz, this is lapis, and I think I have one more here. This is amethyst. It's basically pretty self-explanatory. It is a little crystal penis on a keychain. This is the most popular thing we sell. They are in the crystals for sexual healing section on our website, and they are $12.34 each. If you follow us on social media, you probably noticed that these were on a flash sale last Friday. They were 3 for $30. Just a little shameless self-promotion. If you follow our social media, we do flash sales every Friday, and if you're hoping to get these on a discount, I would just keep an eye on our social media. So this is very popular. The other popular thing that we sell is our energy clearing, I can't talk, our energy clearing and protection mist. So I make this myself by hand. It's a mix of essential oils and full moon charged crystals. It smells really fantastic. It's basically just a spray that you can spray on or around yourself to clear the energy and to protect your vibe. So this is on our website for $9.99 and it's available in the Altar Care collection. What are your favorite crystals from your personal collection? So I have a lot of crystals. That would be a whole video of its own for me to go through my favorite crystals in my personal collection. So I'm just gonna share a few that are in my office. This is one of my favorites. This is an amazing smoky quartz specimen from Brazil. I talk about this a lot in my live videos, that this is my favorite type of crystal. They're called usually like twin crystals or tantric twin crystals, and it's basically two crystals that kind of grow and form together right on top of each other. So this is my absolute favorite. It came out of the earth like this, no help needed from man. This is all God's work. So this is one of my favorites. This is probably 3.5 or 4 pounds. It's about 5 inches tall. I have it displayed in my office. Another one of my favorites, it wouldn't be me if I didn't pull one of these out. This is one of my favorite phalluses. It's a really beautiful quality smoky quartz, again from Brazil, carved into a penis, and it is self-standing. I have this on display in my office. I have a ton of phallus crystals available on our website in the Crystals for Sexual Healing collection, but this is mine and it is one of my favorites. So this is another one of my faves. And finally, of course, I'm gonna pull out a pussy crystal. This is a labradorite yoni crystal, and this is another one of my favorites, mainly because I only got one of them. Usually when I get my yoni crystals, I get them in huge batches, but I wasn't able to get more of this material. It's the only one that I could find, so I kept it for myself because this is one of my favorite crystals, and it's just so precious. So those are some of my favorite crystals from my personal collection. Do you have a brick and mortar store? I get this question all the time. A lot of people love our website and our social media and they want to shop in person. Unfortunately, I do not. However, I do want to share that once COVID simmers down, whenever that is, God willing, this summer or this fall, I do plan on resuming pop-ups and in-person vending. When I was living in California, pretty much every weekend I was vending in person in Berkeley, and I got to meet a lot of my customers that way. For anyone who is not aware, I recently relocated to Richmond, Virginia, so I do plan on resuming in-person vending, but I'm just trying to wait for COVID to not be so serious. Fingers crossed. So if you live in Richmond, Virginia, or in the surrounding areas, hopefully this summer or this fall you'll get to meet me in person as I start doing vending in person again. What does shipping cost and how long does it take? So I get this question all the time about shipping. I know if you're anything like me, as soon as you order something, you're checking your email to see when it's gonna come. It really depends on what shipping method you select. We have shipping with USPS, the Postal Service, that's what USPS is, and UPS. Postal Service is usually cheaper, but it's honestly usually slower. If you want to get something quicker, I always suggest using UPS. However, Postal Service is pretty reliable. First class mail will usually come within about 5 days, and priority mail will usually come 2 to 3 days. However, with COVID and with the holiday season kind of winding down, the Postal Service has been super delayed. So I've had people order priority mail that usually takes 3 days, and it's taken 2 or 3 weeks to get to them. So just be aware that because of COVID and the holiday kind of surge, the Postal Service might be delayed. That being said, UPS seems to not have any delays at all, and UPS ground usually arrives within 5 days. In terms of the cost, first class mail is usually between $5 and $6. It's anything under a pound. Priority mail is for things over a pound. It can range between $8 and $12 depending on how heavy it is. UPS ground is usually between $8 and $12 again depending on how heavy it is. So most people, when they order the little penis keychains, they will do first class mail, and it usually costs about $5 to send it. What are the best crystals for beginners? Honestly, crystals are kind of one of those intuitive things where I can't really tell you what's gonna work best for you. However, there are certain crystals that are very popular with people who are just getting into crystals. One of those is rose quartz. Rose quartz is the stone of love. This is often one that people gravitate toward when they're first getting into crystals. For people who are new and not sure where to start, I always suggest rose quartz. Another crystal that is really popular for beginners and people new to crystals is amethyst. We have so much amethyst available on our website. We have gems, we have towers. Amethyst is, and rose quartz too, are very versatile crystals. They're both from the quartz family, and so is the next one that I'm gonna show, which is smoky quartz. So smoky quartz is very grounding and very protective, and this is another one that people often gravitate toward when they're new to crystals. Everything I just showed is from the quartz family, and everything I just showed is from Brazil. If you're not sure where to start, you can also go on our website and you can sort the crystals by intention. So we have intentions like love and mental clarity and psychic abilities. So if you have a particular intention, which is what we use crystals for, we use them to amplify our intentions. You can go on the website and you can filter by intention and you can pick crystals that are aligned with your intention. And that is all. That was 7 questions. If you have a question that I didn't answer in this video, I am happy to answer it. Just leave it in the comments. I did see that people are requesting specific videos on how to use crystals, how to program them with intentions. I do plan on making more videos to answer those questions. Just bear with me as I get back into my practice of making YouTube videos. Following this, I will put up a slide showing all of our social media handles so that you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and you can stay connected with us. I would also suggest that you subscribe for the email newsletter on our website. We send out emails usually about once a week to let you guys know what's on sale and what's new. So if you're looking for something particular, like sometimes on TikTok, I'll do little previews of what's going to be available in a few weeks, and you're really curious when I'm going to have it, I would sign up for email newsletters. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sending lots of good juju and positive vibes to you if you're watching this, and I hope everybody has an awesome week. See you soon. Bye.